Okay, so next up, we will write some HTML code, and whatever the code we are writing in our VS Code, that is gonna render, and that we can see the output over browser. So this is the thing that we need to understand. So let's write some code. So in my demo.html, I am just creating this template. When I click on exclamation mark and hit enter, so it is the thing that we have. Let me explain you this thing before starting any other things. So if help you with the template, so this is the boiler template that we have. And if I bring this to up, so let's understand this thing. uh, this particular first line says that doc type HTML, that basically says that we are currently using a document of HTML, and we can help with any versions. Let's suppose HTML 5.0 is the latest version, so we are currently working on HTML, so we need to write this first line. Then all of the things are wrapped inside this HTML. So you can see there is a opening of HTML tag and closing of HTML tag, and all of your content is wrapped inside the HTML tag. And this language says that currently we want the language to be in English. Okay, now if you imagine your web browser or web page, this web page will look like this, and this web page has a title. The title will be above the browser. Okay, so let me create the small box over here. So this is nothing but a title. So basically you have two parts in your HTML page. First is called as header part, and another one is called as body. So in the head part, all the titles, if you want to add a title to your page, right now it is written document. So your title of your web page is document right now. You can change the title content. And inside the body, whatever the content that you're writing, you have to write it inside the body, either a p tag, either h1 tag. All of this tag I will explain later on. So all of this tag that you are using or that you are writing inside the body will be visible over here. All the screen that are left is this thing. Okay, so I hope you understand this thing. This is your web page. Web page contains head and body. Head will have a title in it, and body will consist of all the elements that we want to add in our body. Apart from that, in the head, we can add our CSS as well. So there is a tag called as link tag that can help us to add our CSS. Okay, so that I will explain later on. But right now, let's build something. So if I just go live, you can see I have a title of this document. Okay, apart from that, I have a white page, that is the body. So in a body, if I write h1, that is the heading. If I just click enter, and if I write anything, let's suppose Geekster. So if I save this, and if I go to the browser, you can see I am adding an heading. Same thing, like if you want a paragraph, in this paragraph, if I write p tag, and if I write lorem is a text generator. If I enter with this value, and if I wrap them up, so you can see I have generated a lorem ipsum text generator. It is VS Code. It is recommended by VS Code. If I write something inside it with some value, so it will give me a random text. So we do not need to build this paragraph by our own. So uh, we do not have to waste our time. If I write lorem 100, so it will give me 100 text, 100 words of text. So I can wrap it in with a p tag. So this is your p tag. Okay, if I save this, you can see the difference. Now what else we have to see? So HTML consists of a markup language and a text. So all of the text, if I convert them through a markup language using a tags, it can be easily rendered and you can see the difference. Apart from that, we have a lot more elements. We have an h1 tag, h2 tag, h3 tag, h4 tag, h5 tag, and h6 tags. See, these all tags are used for headings. We have an image tag. A tag is used for adding a link to your web page. Li tag is a list item. Ul tag is an unordered list. Ol is ordered list. Head, body, main, form. Form is to build a form inside your HTML page. We can build a table. Input is just to add some input from the user. Table again, video span. B is for bold. So we have a lot more, 100 plus HTML elements, and we can use throughout this course. Okay, And you can see we have created some lorem ipsum random generated text, and we have a p tag called as opening tag and a closing tag. So let me help you with that. What else we can do? We need to understand, uh, if I go live, you can see the difference over here. If I just go live, and you can see the difference, we have added a paragraph in our page. Apart from that, we can add some more headings. If you see, we have an h1. If I just copy this text 6 times, we have a range of headings from h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. So I have to close with the same value, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. If I save this, now if I go to the browser, you can see this is the topmost. We can say when we have a h1 to h6 headings, this is the most important heading, this is the second most important heading, third most, and this is the less significant heading. So h1 to h6 have a different font size and font weight. When I say font weight, you can easily understand with this example. When I go to Google Docs, I just open a Google Docs. You all work with a Google Docs, I guess. So if I write Geekster over here, and if I just increase the text, so I can increase the font size, and based on the font size, I can mark it as an h1, h2, h3, h4 tag. Same, I can make it bold. Okay. So this is the thing that I considered as first of all, I considered this as h1 tag. 24 I can consider as an h2 tag. 18 I can consider as an h3 tag. So I cannot make this type of content through doc. मैं ये सारा content doc में बना सकता हूँ, but to make it render to the HTML page, I need to use some tags that is considered as a markup language. Next, one more thing you need to understand, we have a tag for adding a link. So this concept you need to understand, that if there is an attribute also, so in HTML you also learn one more concept called as attribute. So what do you understand by attributes? I simply says that it basically adds more functionality to your element. More functionality to your element. So in the previous video, I guess you understand this thing, that element is nothing but a opening tag, closing tag and a content in between. All them up, if I wrap them up, we called it as an element. But in the element, if I add an attribute, so what is an attribute? Right now, we have an a tag. A tag is just to used for adding a link to our web page. If I write a content called as Wikipedia, if I save this, if I go to my browser, you can see I have created a link, but this link is not going anywhere. Why it is not going anywhere? Just because I haven't added any URL to that. So this is href is nothing but a hyper reference that is called as an attribute as a terminology, and I have to pass one URL so that when I click on this content, it will redirect me to some page. So for that, I can go to the Wikipedia page, and I'm just copy this wikipedia.org. I'm copying this URL and I'm pasting it. If I paste it, you can see https www.wikipedia.org. So now if I save this page, now if I go to my document, now if I click on this, whenever I click on this, it will redirect me to that page, whatever the URL I have provided to them. Else, what we can more do with that, if I add one more attribute, when I call attribute, if I add one more attribute, let's suppose target, and in this target, if I click on blank and if I save again, what does it do? It will open this Wikipedia page to the new tab. Instead of the previous tab, it will open the new page. Okay, so this is nothing but an attribute. So we understand all of these tags a lot more in detail in the next videos, but what I want to explain over here is the two terminologies that we use a lot more time. One is elements that I explained to you. Next one is attribute. So in elements, we have, if you consider this simply, just see this carefully, that we have an href, that is the URL that I'm taking from the internet. So this is one of the attribute, and the target element that help us to open the page to the new tab. If I write a value blank, so it will open the page to the new tab. and this is another attribute. Okay, and the rest thing you already know, that this is nothing but a content, and this is your closing bracket, and this is your opening bracket, and all of them is, if I wrap them up, this is nothing but, again it is called as attribute. Again it is called as not attribute, again it is called as element. One more thing that you need to remember, that if I add a one note, I'm just adding one note over here. The note is, if you observe it carefully, the attribute that you are passing, you are passing it inside the opening tag. So it is compulsory to add an attribute inside an opening tag. So whenever you add an attribute, you always add inside this opening tag. Okay. So rest topics we will learn in the next video.
So in the next video, we are going to cover the paragraph element. How actually our paragraph is getting rendered in our browser. All the resources we mentioned in the video, check them out in the description below. If you have any doubt or question, don't hesitate to comment below. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such awesome content. Until next time, happy coding.
So hey, hi everyone. So यार आज की वीडियो में we are going to understand P tag, that is paragraph, and we also considered P tag and the difference between P tag and a pre tag. तो इनमें difference क्या है, we need to understand. तो अगर मैं एक VS Code पे जाऊँ और एक random text generate करूँ through lorem, this is the text I have generated. If I save this, you can see मेरा text फिर भी मेरे browser में render हो रहा है. अब अगर मैं और text ऐसे ही डालूँ, you see मेरे पास यहाँ पे space है. There is a space between these two paragraphs. बट जब वो रेंडर हुआ, इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ सिंगल पैराग्राफ, और वो भी पैराग्राफ नहीं है, इट इज जस्ट अ कंटेंट. अगर मैं इसको इंस्पेक्ट करूंगा, यू कैन सी दिस टेक्स्ट इज इनसाइड द बॉडी टैग. अगर आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे बॉडी विजिबल हो रहा है. अब मेरे को क्या करना है, आई हैव टू रैप द कंटेंट इन पी टैग. सो बेसिकली आई हैव टू यूज पी टैग. इन द पी टैग आई जस्ट कट दिस थिंग एंड आई एम जस्ट रैपिंग दिस थिंग विद अगेन विद अ पी क्लोजिंग टैग. अगर आप इसको देखोगे, so the difference is there is a space in between. अब they both the contents are not aligned to a single content. अगर मैं अब इसको इंस्पेक्ट करूंगा, this is considered as a p tag, बट जो मेरा नीचे वाला टैग है वो still it is inside a body. बॉडी के अंदर सिर्फ कंटेंट लिखा हुआ है. I haven't wrapped them. तो जो फॉर्मेटिंग होती है ना, वो फॉर्मेटिंग अच्छी आएगी when we use this tags. Okay, this is a normal content. When we use our tags, now it is considered as a markup language. Okay. One more thing that you need to understand, that if I add some space in between, मैंने थोड़ी सी space डाल दी and I added few spaces like this as well. Now if I save it, you still see यार यहाँ पे जो मेरा कंटेंट है वो कुछ भी चेंज नहीं हुआ. That means P tag doesn't allow any space inside them. अगर P tag के अंदर आप जितनी मर्जी space डाल दो, वो considered ही नहीं करेगा. For that we have another tag called as pre tag. So what does the pre tag do? Whatever the content that you are adding with lot of space in between, the same content will be visible in the browser. इसका क्या मतलब है कि मेरे को यहाँ पे आई एम यूजिंग इंस्टेड ऑफ पी टैग, आई एम यूजिंग प्री टैग. अब प्री टैग में क्या होता है, इनसाइड दिस आई हैव सम कंटेंट, लेट मी पेस्ट दिस. तो ये जो कंटेंट है, इफ यू सी द कंटेंट, द कैरेक्टर्स हैव अ लॉट मोर स्पेस इन बिटवीन. किस तरीके से इसको अरेंज किया गया है, द सेम वे इट गेट अपडेटेड इन द सेम वे इट गेट रेंडर्ड to my browser. So if I hover, you can see it is inside a pre tag, or whatever the content I have writing, whatever the content we have written with the same space that is written in the code, it is also getting rendered. तो ये tag कब use आता है, when you need to showcase your code, when you are writing some poem, when you are writing some space in between, कोई ऐसा content जिसमें space चाहिए और चाहिए ही चाहिए, तो you always have to use pre tag. अगर आप ये वाला content p tag के अगर लिखते हैं, अगर let's take this सेम कंटेंट, अगर मैं कॉपी कर लेता हूँ एक बारी, और सेम कंटेंट अगर मैं पी टैग के अंदर लिखने की कोशिश करता हूँ, तो व्हाट डज इट डू, लेट मी सेव दिस. पी टैग विल कंसिडर इट एज अ सिंगल टेक्स्ट, इट विल रिमूव ऑल ऑफ दिस स्पेसेस and will get the output like this. So that is not useful for me. So I hope you understand the difference between p tag and pre tag.
So in the next video, we are going to cover the Mozilla Developer Network. इट इज मोर लाइक कि आपको कभी कोई कम्युनिटी से कनेक्ट करना है तो वेयर यू विल फाइंड द रिसोर्स, वेयर यू विल गेट द एक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन आउट ऑफ इट. सो दैट्स वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न दिस. ऑल द रिसोर्सेज वी मेंशन इन द वीडियो, check them out in the description below. If you have any doubt or question, don't hesitate to comment below. Thanks for watching and do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such awesome content. Until next time, happy coding.
So hey everyone, in this video I am just sharing one more resource with you, that is MDN, Mozilla Developer Networks. So just go to the browser and write MDN and click on this first link. Okay, you will be having a reference of HTML, CSS and everything that we are going to cover in this course. Just click on this HTML and this is a complete doc where you will find all of the content that we are going to cover in lot more in detail. अब मैं क्या चाह रहा हूँ कि you have to explore whatever we are covering in the sessions. You also have to cover right here, finding out the basics of things. Okay, and just read the concepts one more time to grab these things a lot more in detail. So just go here, just click on this HTML element reference, and in the last video if we have covered p tag, so you understand what is p tag. Let's just click on this. P tag elements represent a paragraph. Paragraphs are usually represented in visual media as block of text separated from adjacent blocks by blank line, blah blah blah. So this is nothing but a content which is more in written, but when you watch my video and then see the content, you grab the concepts more in detail. Apart from that, in future, let's suppose if I help you with box shadow, if I introduce a concept called as box shadow, you can easily visualize. If you click on this, you can visualize the content. Okay, so this is also one of the best resource to have. Apart from that, we do not need to learn all of this syntax, all of these values. We have to play with the numbers and get the result. This is what development is. I hope you enjoy this video.
So in the next video, we are going to cover the Chrome development tool. Like there is an inspect element where you will find all the codes and you can play around the codes with that. All the resources we mentioned in the video, check them out in the description below. If you have any doubt or question, don't hesitate to comment below. Thanks for watching and do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such awesome content. Until next time, happy coding.